Hey guys, it's Shadow, and I play Mark Campbell. If you like listening to our games, consider supporting us on Patreon. More patrons directly increase the quality and quantity of the games that we play. Go to patreon.com/critfail to support us. Thanks!
The other three have exited back in the barn.
Wait, I didn't think, because I was just glad the portal was back, but should we go back and find Mark?
I don't know. I don't feel like going back there.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't show up?
Well, I need to lay down. I'm going to go sit down over here, and if he's not here in 20 minutes, we'll go report him missing.
That? They're not going to find him if we report him missing.
Well, he's probably been eaten then.
No! Fine, we can wait 20 minutes, but if he's not back, I'm going back.
Throw the book back, just so he knows that we've gone through, in case he was following us.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, you threw a rock through, so that should work, right? Lizzie will...
Yeah.
Actually, no, she will consider that. But instead, she's gonna open her bag, grab the extra flashlight, not her flashlight, and throw that through instead. Because she wants to keep the book.
It disappears.
And then she'll toss a bunch of rations through for good measure. Because she had those in her backpack too.
Space it out every few minutes.
Okay. She'll start tossing rations and water bottles through one every few minutes. Just sitting on the barn floor throwing things at a portal.
Yeah, well, Dillon's just chilling on the floor, just curled up in a fetal position, just trying.
I don't know if that's the most restful position.
Yeah, well, for him it is at the moment. The monsters aren't real, the monsters aren't real, the monsters aren't real.
Lizzie is just about to throw another bit of rations through the portal when all of a sudden Mark pops out instead.
Here he is. Alright, I don't know about you guys, I'm going home. This has stressed me out to no end.
Time is it? I mean,
Dillon will look outside.
I thought you guys were eaten.
No, there was something big in the water, although Dillon didn't see it, so then he thought I was crazy, but it was there, and then we ran back, and the portal was there, and we just kind of went through without thinking, but then you weren't back, so Dillon said to start throwing stuff through so you'd see it. I'm glad you came back, but I just realized we slept there last night. Doesn't that mean we've been gone for a long time?
I don't know. I don't know how
What do you
this
mean gone for a
time-
long time?
Like, we got there last night and we slept there, and so isn't it the next day from when we went looking for the dog, which means we never went home?
Oh, right, and we never found the dog.
No, we didn't. And we didn't find the hiker either.
But there's claw marks here.
You're right, I forgot. Does that mean...
Does that mean there's a T-Rex on this side?
Could it even fit through?
Well,
Must be a
I just
smaller
touched it and
dinosaur.
got sucked in.
Yeah, but does it have to be something that could fit through the ring, or could something bigger?
I don't know. Maybe we could try and get a big stick and a log.
Actually, the same thought I had.
Uh
Well, yeah,
huh.
but if we try putting it lengthways, right? Like, if it's something that couldn't normally fit, but it does, then we'd know? Maybe. Well, is Dillon trying to rip a board off the barn?
Yep.
You can do that.
Okay. And he'll lob the board at the ring.
Lengthways, so that it wouldn't fit, not just
Yeah.
through, because otherwise that wouldn't.
And the board splits and gets pulled in.
Okay, but doesn't that mean if a dinosaur that was too big tried to go through, it would just get like all
So
smushed?
something maybe a little bit bigger came through and damaged.
I guess.
Is there any other man-eating dinosaurs?
Other than a T-Rex, I mean,
Yeah,
there was
there's
lots that ate
lots.
meat.
Oh dear God! So we've got a dinosaur wandering around.
Maybe.
Should we tell anyone about this?
Who's gonna believe us?
We got a missing dog, a missing jogger.
And if a bunch of kids go to the police and say, "Oh, we think it's a dinosaur," they're just gonna laugh. Nobody would. Even if I told my mom, she'd just say I've got an overactive imagination.
Oh, I've got a Polaroid camera at home.
Okay, but we're not there anymore. And I don't think you want to go back through. Or do you want to search the woods and hope we find a dinosaur? Because I don't want to find it, really.
So what do we do?
I don't know. I mean, could we send a letter or something anonymously to DARPA? Like, hey, one of your dinosaurs got out. You might want to do something about that.
Right. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, but what do we... I guess we could say we got lost around the hiking trail while we were looking for the dog.
Yep.
And we just had to spend the night in the woods.
Uh huh.
Yeah,
At a cabin in the woods.
the ripped up one.
Oh. Well, what if we told the authorities that it was probably a bear? They
We're not
might
even
send search
supposed to be
parties
in the
out.
woods, remember?
Huh?
We're not even supposed to be in the woods.
Oh.
We were just supposed to be looking for the dog around the hiking trail, although I don't really
Well, we
think
got
we could
lost.
get lost on the hiking trail. You have to
Easy
go
to
into
get.
the woods on purpose. You can't just end up in them.
Oh, look at that, a butterfly. Oh, I'm now lost. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like you. Okay, well, I guess we could say we know we're not supposed to go in the woods, but we thought we saw the dog in the woods, so we went
Chase
after
after
the
it and
dog, but
got
then we
lost.
got lost.
Yep.
And we'll never do it again. Well, we should tell them we found the hiker's backpack. And shoes? Didn't we find his shoes or something? Okay, everyone on the same page?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
You think so? What are you unclear about?
Only nods.
We thought we saw the dog. We went into the woods. We got lost. We think there might be a bear.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Then let's go.
Middle of the day, so we're all heading back to town to report the dog is still lost and there might be a bear.
Mm-hmm.
So you're moving through the forest?
We are indeed.
Wayne starts walking off to the side of the trail.
Where are you going?
He kind of motions for you to follow him.
Where's he going?
I don't know. It better be important because we're already really, really, really late. But Lizzie will follow Wayne.
I just want to get home. And Dillon rolls his eyes and follows Lizzie.
Wayne takes a couple steps back and barfs.
What's wrong?
Are you alright?
Wayne just points.
What is Wainster pointing at?
There is a tracksuit on the ground,
Just?
and it is connected to a body.
Wait, the tracksuit's connected to the...
Mm-hmm.
As in on it? Or
Sort of. It is. The body is terribly tore up. You can see that it's missing an arm, the throat has been torn out, and there is large chunks from the chest and legs missing. Definite bites.
Lizzie's gonna kind of shriek and step back.
God.
Is that?
The hiker?
I guess so. If it was a T-Rex, it would have just eaten him, right? So it's not.
Oh, maybe it was a baby T-Rex.
I don't know.
The hatchery?
Yeah, but even, I mean, it didn't
Dude, that could have been me.
it didn't eat him, though he's still here, so
Then whatever's eating him is still here.
no, I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't look like doesn't I think he's maybe been here for a little while.
Oh, dude, that could have been me. And Dillon starts backing up. I do not want to end up like that. That is... Oh.
We have to go tell someone.
As he backs up.
Where Lizzie starts looking around to kind of see if there's anything nearby. I know we're in the woods, but like anything to be like, hey, the body we found is near the large rock or the fallen down massive tree or whatever.
Yeah, you can find some a landmark that you can...
Okay.
Quiet.
Sorry?
Quiet. Shh. Mark tilts his head to one side. There's something rustling right next to us.
I mean, does it sound big?
Yeah.
It does?
Well, I don't know. It was at the right and then to the left.
Yeah, but does it sound like T-Rex sized or like dog sized?
I don't know. Rustling. There's either multiple, or it moves really fast, or it's like massive.
As Dillon's backing up, he's drawn his butterfly knife out. And he's going back up on the path.
His moving?
Uh-huh.
Lizzie's just trying to listen for this rustling and where it's coming from.
And you can hear a sort of rustling to the right and a clicking sound, and then a rustling to the left and a clicking sound.
I think we need to get out of here right now.
Okay. Do we run?
We need to back away slowly.
Okay.
Stick together. Don't turn your back on either of them.
On either of what?
I don't know yet, but they're close.
Okay, Lizzie's gonna start backing away from wherever the rustling's coming from.
Okay, we'd be doing the same, backing up, going left until we hit the path, and then...
And you hear Russell stop. Russell, stop. Russell, stop.
Dillon's going to reach down and pick up a rock and throw it into the trees. But the left one behind, back towards where we came. I don't.
So you throw the rock, and it hits, and you hear very rapid movement heading where the direction of the rock. On the path behind you, where you were coming from, you see, and you're sure this isn't the one that you just heard, you see a pony-sized dinosaur break cover.
Hey, I think I know what these are.
What are they?
They're raptors.
Okay, so what do we do?
We just back away slowly. They're surrounding us right now. If they know we're here, which I think they do. There's at least 2, but I think there's probably more. Maybe 3?
Okay.
Mark is now scared. These things, we can't outrun them. They'll, as soon as we run, they'll just pounce on us, and we're dead.
Okay,
We have to try and outsmart them, or outmaneuver them somehow. I don't know.
I mean, that one reacted when Dillon threw the rock, so you can distract them, but I don't know.
Know how to distract them in a way where one of us doesn't die.
If we threw more stuff.
I don't know if that's gonna work again.
Did you say you had matches, Lizzie?
Yeah? And she starts digging through her backpack and pulls out the book of matches that so confused Dillon last time. Why?
It's not a bad idea, Dillon. They might not like fire.
And Dillon starts piling up some leaves and gets a branch that's fallen on the ground. And starts striking the light. If it's like a dog, they might be scared of fire. So Dillon is lighting a fire, and he's going to try and make up a fire that stretches around. He's going to use the stick with the branch on it, with the trees and the leaves on the end of the stick.
A branch with leaves on the end of it. Got it.
A branch with leaves on the end of it, and he's going to use it as a fire stick.
A torch.
A torch. He's going to use it like a torch.
You sure he's not going to use it like a fire stick?
Oh my, yeah. Sorry, my brain's starting to really go down.
Why I'm here.
So Mark throws the burning spear at one of the raptors as it runs by, and he kind of took a second, calculated the best angle, and threw it, and it speared the raptor in the eye.
Goodness.
And it is now on fire, panic running around the forest, kind of setting small fires as it goes.
Well, Wayne goes to the body. He tries to rip the arm off. He puts a little too much force, so one of the finger bones stabs into his gut.
Huh.
And as he's getting ready to throw it, a raptor jumps over the firewall that Dillon was trying to create, and on top of him. So he's scared, and he's trying to like just shove the arm in its mouth. So hopefully it gets like happy and doesn't eat him.
It's happy.
And he tries, well, just happy with an arm and not trying to eat Wayne. And he shoves it in there and starts crawling away.
Lizzie, who was panicking, got very focused on Mark saying just to quietly back away and not turn your back. So she was trying to, as calmly as possible, back away from the raptors, the fire, the desecration of corpses, all the fun things going on. But not looking where she was going, she did trip backwards over a stump, falling over, twisting, she hopes, and nothing worse, her ankle, and starting to sort of scramble backwards instead of walk.
At the start, Dillon, Lizzie threw the book of matches over to Dillon, who instantly grabbed them, opened them up, and started piling up leaves and yelled out, "Get some branches, quick, and back down that way!" And he starts lighting. He lights up the whole pack, and the fire erupts in front of him, and he gets a branch and drags it along the ground to create at least a fire front. And as Lizzie and the others start trying to make their way away from the fire, Mark yells out, "Don't burn yourself!" And Dillon turns around and yells, "What?" Just as the branch that he was carrying, his left arm goes over the top of it, and his coat catches on fire, and he's running around, well, not running around, but he's twirling around trying to get this fire out as a raptor leaps over the top of the fire and grabs the right arm of Dillon, grabs the right arm of Dillon, and his arm slides back down the coat that he was wearing, and he falls to the ground, and he rolls sort of backwards, and he slides out as the fire starts taking over the rest of his jacket that he was wearing. Yeah, and Dillon stopped dropping and rolling, and Dillon's in a sort of a toss and tangle dance with his raptor that's got his the end of the arm of his coat, and Dillon's got his head completely covered by this fiery coat, and he's pulling back, and the raptor swings its head sideways and rips the coat and the shirt and everything off Dillon. Fire erupts at the ground around the raptor as it squeals or shrieks in pain. Dillon backs up, turns around, and starts running for his life. His left arm burnt, and his right arm with long cut marks down the side, and blood's dripping down his fingers as he's running, and he runs past Lizzie.
And after a short while, it does not sound like they are giving chase. Either they've decided to return to their earlier kill, or you're too much hassle.
We probably are.
The one that I speared starts lighting fires like as it's running, and those fires start to grow and grow, creating a quite large firewall that ends up kind of between us and the raptors. And along with the fire we started earlier, leads to quite a significant forest fire.
Dillon's in hospital.
And they've put that down to a gator.
Yep, 40 stitches up the arm, and antibiotics
Yeah, one of those
and drips
classic
and
Nevada forest gators.
yeah.
Well,
It's
the
Skate's pet.
police put it. Someone flushed it down the toilet. They do this all the time. They get these exotic pets and don't look after them, and then they get too troublesome and they get rid of them. You were lucky that gator didn't take you.
Was it a gator? It was the predator.
Said, what did they do when we told them we found a dead hiker?
Mark's mom, it was concerned. Not so much with like, oh no, he could have been in danger, but more like, oh no, he's becoming a delinquent. So she is going to search his room for drugs.
They would probably be worried of like, they might not even notice because he's in the shed.
Yeah.
They might have thought it's weird that he hasn't come out for like a day, but they might have not fully noticed.
So Dillon's not going into that forest anymore.
That's where the treehouse is.
Wait, really?
There's only one forest. We've been through this.
Did we burn down our treehouse?
No, it was in a different part of the forest.
Oh, okay. So Dillon's not going to that other part of the forest ever. And once Dillon gets out of, I was going to say jail. Once he gets out of hospital, he's going to be building fortifications around the base of the treehouse.
Yeah, if he doesn't warn us about that, we're just gonna fall and die.
Oh, he'll let you know, saying he's going to
Oh,
set
good.
up traps, and he'll mark them. But obviously, animals can't. But then the problem with that is that they might migrate to our forests. So, hence the reason why Dillon's preparing.
In a weird way, after being grounded at least, Lizzie actually ends up with a bit more freedom because her mother feels quite guilty since she was the initiating force for everybody going and looking for this dog, being lost in the woods, finding a dead body, and nearly getting killed by a alligator/forest fire. So she doesn't tend to really ask Lizzie to do a lot after that.
Tell me to go on errands. Took me 38 hours to get there, and
No, it only took
60
me
million
6
years.
million years. Yeah, I was gonna say,
60 million years.
it only took... Yeah, I didn't bring that bit up, but yeah, her mom's actually just a lot more hesitant to be like, I need you to do this, because she's like, well, it didn't really work out last. And well-grounded Lizzie spends the entire time working on homework.
Yeah, so his parents are less trusting of him. Like, he's always been the model student, never going out late. Like, he's always home on time. But recently, since he's started hanging out at the treehouse in the forest he's not supposed to be at,
They don't know about that!
and ever since he brought his brother to the treehouse in the forest he's not supposed to be at, after he was missing, his brother Charlie told his parents about a place in the forest where he would go to meet friends.
Lizzie's gonna murder Mark.
Lizzie doesn't know that.
She's gonna push him into the spike pit.
Deers and rabbits, not okay, but Mark?
She's mad. She said that his brother was gonna tell him.
Yeah, he wouldn't have, except I was missing for a day, so
Yeah,
he got worried
he
too.
wouldn't have known if Mark hadn't have brought him there.
Yeah, so his parents don't trust him very much anymore. They kind of left him to his own devices, but they're also not gonna like sit him down and have a difficult conversation. They're gonna just like go through his stuff looking for drugs. Yeah, they're not going to actually take the time to like make sure everything's okay, that he's not traumatized by whatever happened. They're just gonna, yeah, go through stuff.
Wayne's parents are probably gonna keep eye on him, seeing as they don't fully know if he was in the shed or his room for the day he was missing, or if he was somewhere.
Were you in the shed, they ask? Wayne just stares at them.
That was a dumb question.
Do Wayne's parents talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Too much. They're
Too
always constantly chatting.
That's why he doesn't talk. He's sick of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, the first one. A part you'd know, a part you wouldn't. So the part you know is, "Hi, I'm Dick Lookback, and we've been dealing with a 3-day forest fire. The crews have just got it under control, and they've started to protect the forest. Unfortunately, there was one fatality, which seems to have been a hiker. Looks like that he was burned to death and then maybe attacked by a grizzly or an alligator. We're a little bit... They seem to be a bit unsure on the actual cause of death, but I'm sure the coroner's going to work that out. But the police and emergency services are saying, please avoid the forest. These spontaneous fires that happen, they're dangerous, and it's just not a good place to be. So we're heading back to the studio now. And as they're packing up, and Dick is talking with his cameraman, and the body of the hiker is being taken over to a waiting ambulance to be taken to the coroner's office. There is a heavy set of bushes, and sitting within it, watching very carefully and with as much hatred as a creature of its kind can have, is a burned and one-eyed raptor.
I know.
Created
I'd
a
hate.
nemesis.
I'd hate it if someone was called Dick Lookback and was reporting on me as well.
It really, the way you paused for a second, so it sounded like he's talking to his camera crew and the body.
And the body, yeah.
I was gonna be like, really? The body is being transported to.
I'm telling you, we need one more.
What?
And Dillon's outside digging another hole.
You just got out of the hospital. You don't need to be digging a bunch of pits.
Did you see those things?
Yeah, I did. We all did. I even saw one more thing than you saw. I saw the water one.
I haven't slept right. So, the water... And I didn't even see the water one.
No, you didn't.
Ah,
There's not even any water here.
I'm too old for this.
You're too old.
I'm digging another hole.
Well, will you at least stop long enough for me to give you your homework?
Oh, yeah, just chuck it in my bag. Thanks.
Fine.
I'll pay you tomorrow.
Okay.
Money's in the bank.
Lizzie's gonna put a report on 13th century agriculture in Dillon's bag.
Okay, Dillon owes Lizzie $5. I don't even know if I paid you for the last one.
Who knows? After all that, the dog just came home on his own.
At least it's alright. Unlike the
Yeah.
hiker.
Yeah, he was definitely not okay. On the news, they said he burned to death, but they didn't know the cause of death.
Didn't mention the missing arm.
Hell yeah, they've paid off the coroner.
They said he might have got attacked by a grizzly bear or an alligator, but that apparently
After
after
he got burned.
burned to death. Yeah. Makes about as much sense as the flamingo. I know we know it's a lie, but it's such a bad lie. Nobody should believe it.
easier to believe than the truth.
I'm not saying they should believe the truth because they don't know what it is, and even if we told them, they wouldn't, but they should believe that it's not that. There's lots of things that people would believe that are not people spontaneously combusting and then having their arm chewed off by an alligator. Like, he could have been murdered. That's a thing that happens and people believe in.
They believe in murder.
As in, they don't think it's fake. If we said it was a dinosaur, they think that was fake. But if the police said it was like a murder, then people wouldn't think that was made up.
Well, then there'd be a panic.
Well, there might be a panic over alligators and spontaneous fires.
Well, those are natural things, and it's easy to write off as that can't happen to you.
An alligator
But
in
if-
the woods is not natural. Neither is
Well-
spontaneous combustion.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but that ring we left back in the barn was still active.
You're right.
And on the wind, very, very faint, you're pretty sure you hear a roar of something very, very big.
Tales from the Loop is produced by Free League, starring SPG as Wayne, Raveninsane as Dillon, Shadow as Mark, Emily as Lizzie, and Ghost as the Storyteller. Sound and music by Sirenscape and Epidemic. This has been a Crit Fail production. Thanks for listening. Oh my goodness.
You gotta, like, if you don't want him to do something, you don't tell him not to not do it. I mean,
Not to not do it.
not to do.
Oh, God.
Oh God! Now,
How to get Adam stuck in a loop.
Don't tell him not to not do it.
I'm now stuck in an endless while loop. I forgot to initialize the eye.
Yep.
Yes, I have. Maybe, I think.
It's the one where they go back to the future.
And the large conduit is a large conduit.
Huh?
Oh, just something you said.
Mm-hmm.
Some words of wisdom from Adam.
Yep.
Back to the Future and a large condiment. What?
Conduit. Conduit.
I can't do it. Okay. What? That makes less sense.
No, it makes perfect.
What, then a large bottle of ketchup? We were exploring the ruins, and before us was an ancient, huge bottle of mustard.
When we played Battle Lords, you were describing a scene at one point, and you said, and there's a large conduit, which is a large conduit.
Yep.
And we said,
Okay, man.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for that. Cleared it up.
so I was reminded of that by Chris's Back to the Future comment.
Uh-huh. Okay. No, it makes sense
No
now.
condiments were involved. Back to the Future and a large condiment.
There's no.
And what if one hatches and it thinks it's your mama? No, what if it hatches?
Now that's the title of the episode.
That's That's a little bit long for an episode title. What if it hatches and thinks it's your mother?
Sorry, just.
Oh, dear.
What?